Peace. I'm alive victorious.
I'm true universal.
I'm sincere.
And this is
When the Gods Build.
And when the gods unify to build intellectually for one common cause,
We show the world manhood
And brotherhood
to achieve godhood. Peace to the gods. How y'all be, man?
Peace.
Yeah, man.
Peace, God. Peace,
Third
God
episode, man. How y'all feeling?
I feel great, man. I'm filled with gratitude.
Yeah,
If I could describe the day in one word, it'd be gratitude.
definitely. I mean, it's Sunday, you know what I'm saying? So
Anime Sunday. Sunday
Yeah.
fun day.
I feel the gratitude too, man. So today's topic, let go and be God. You know, they always say let go and let God, but you know, in our sense, we changed the phrase to let go and be God, you know. So what does it mean to let go? What does it mean to y'all when y'all hear it initially?
What does it mean to let go? To let go is to detach and have detachment. It's to regulate your emotions. Yeah, that's what it means to me. Emotional detachment.
Emotional detachment, letting go. Letting go is to. Yeah, I ain't want to say let go. I'm trying to think of a synonym for the word let go. I can't think of one. So in other words, just to let go of things that no longer serve you.
Facts.
You know, if it's not conducive to your growth and development, if it's not beneficial to your overall health and wellness, gotta put it to the side.
Indeed, yeah. I was gonna say like relieve yourself of things that no longer serve you, you know, or relieve yourself of things that's holding you back in order to grow, you know. And those come in like the form of habits, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think like through not knowing, if you're not cognizant of what you do on a day-to-day basis, you could conduce or you could form bad habits that are to your detriment, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes without you even knowing, you know. So it's like we got to be mindful, especially us having knowledge of self. We got to be mindful and do the knowledge every time of what we're doing, every decision that we make, you know what I'm saying, and see how it affects us psychologically, you know.
Right.
So like how do you decide what habits to let go?
How I decide what to let go is just based upon what I take in and what's coming out of me.
Yeah.
You know, from what I'm taking in. So if, you know, I'm taking in, you know, a bunch of sugar, for example, and, you know, but like now I'm, you know, having acne, you know, on my face, you know, all over, you know, my body, on my skin. If it's drying out my the scalp of my head, you know, things like that, then, you know, that's a indicator that something is off. Like there's an imbalance within me. My equilibrium is not where it needs to be. And so that's something I actually had to do this past September. I went on a 30-day no sugar fast. When I tell y'all, I was sweating like Pookie from New Jack City. Over here, I had rashes on my arms. Like I'm over here in the hotel room because I was in San Diego when I started. Man, I'm in that joint just scratching like, yo, like what is this? And it was the addiction to the sugar.
Damn.
And so
you was having sugar withdrawals, kind of.
yeah, sugar withdrawals. That's exactly what was going on. But the reason I had to let it go is because, like I said, you know, the acne on my face, my scalp being dried out. Like I got long hair. I've been growing these 5 years.
Yeah.
But it's just like too much of anything is just as bad as having nothing at all.
True.
So it's like you got to have that balance. And so, yeah, you know, that 30-day no sugar fast, it showed me a lot about myself. And then, and there was days I would have cravings. You know, I'm just like, oh, man, I want some ice cream. I want some chips.
Yeah.
I love me some chips.
I understand.
I was like, I can't do it. I got to stay locked in. I got to stay grounded. But it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff got sugar in it.
Yes, pretty much everything. And then, like, because I'm flying back from San Diego, I'm in the airport. I'm like, man, what can I eat? I'm looking around. I'm like, man, the only thing up in here is water.
Hurting.
I was hurting, but I had to play it smart. So I had packed some okra with me in my my carry-on bag. And so I was literally eating just raw okra on the plane coming back home. And I was eating the okra because okra is filled with fiber. And so it would satiate my appetite and give me that full feeling.
Right.
So I wouldn't have like, the craving of wanting to eat when I don't need to eat because I'm being nourished.
Right.
And so, yeah, that was how I, knew to let go of something.
That's peace.
And so the indicator was the topical symptoms on your skin was the indicator. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I would say for me, it would depend on, what is my determined idea or my end goal. So the end goal or determined idea, I can kind of see, okay, if I do this may be conducive to that end goal, or I may do this and this might not be conducive to that end goal. And so I kind of gauge it, letting go of something based off of that. And sometimes it's not necessarily because I want to let it go. It might be because it's not conducive to my end goal. And then that's again where an internal struggle is going to take place. You're going to have to go through your withdrawals or your agony about, whatever you have to let go. So that's typically how I gauge it for the most part if I, as I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn how to let go due to time. Like, realizing I don't have enough time. Y'all know, y'all call me the workaholic, so it's like I'm a motherfucking workhorse, but it's like I'm learning now that it's like Sunny D. Like, you know how when you had Sunny D and that shit had that twang and it was very concentrated?
Mm-hmm.
You can't be that concentrated if you spray yourself amongst various things, you know what I'm saying? So
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, like vitamin D, Sunny D, you knew it was vitamin D in there. And you tasted that junk because it was just like, dang, it gave you that, you know what I'm saying, that effect. Like, and it was very effective though. Mm-hmm. That's how I want to be. And I want to actually immerse myself in the things that I see and the projects that I see is going to deem fit to me. So I'm learning to master that because I overpromise, underdeliver. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I know I get that, like, it's part of me because I get it from my pops too, you know what I'm saying? But I'm learning to master that. That's something I gotta let go. Feel what I'm saying? And it's crazy because it's like I had to think, like, what's keeping me from letting go of that? Or what's keeping me in this loop or in this habit, you know what I'm saying?
Ambition.
But I'm still pinpointing it because you can still have ambition and still, like I said, be concentrated. So just striving to figure that out. What are some things that you think keep people from letting go of what they need to let go?
I would say familiarity is one of them. Because it's like when you're so familiar with a routine, a habit, a normality, to have to step outside of that, it's discomforting. It was interesting because I was chatting with someone that I went to school with back in the day, and she had put on like a note on Messenger. She was talking about something. She's like, "Oh, I'm tired of being sick," and so I just like asked her a few questions. And like to all the questions I asked her, all her answers were no. But then she put LOL at the end of it. So it's just like, no, like, hi, I'm laughing at all. But it's just like, you're not taking yourself serious enough.
Yeah.
Like, you're not taking what you're going through serious enough. Like, you're on one end, it's just like, I don't like this. But then on the other side, it's just like, I'm not willing to do anything serious enough about it.
Yeah.
And so at the end of it, I just told her, I was just like, the life that you want to have is going to cost you the life that you have now. And so, like, if you're not willing to change, if you're not willing to be in a state of discomfort, all of your complaints are essentially null and void because you're not doing the work. Like, faith without works is dead. So that's essentially, where it is, like familiarity and comfort.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I agree totally. And I would just sum that up to say it's emotional attachments, regardless, whether it's familiarity or comfort or not. It's an emotional attachment to something within the situation, regardless of what it is. And that is going to be different for the person because we all have certain inclinations and certain tendencies that may be similar, but they range based upon who we are and our life experience up to this point. So emotional attachments is what make things difficult to let go. And within that, I mean, again, you have to go within yourself to say, well, what is the end goal that I'm striving to go after? And does my ways and actions right now, are they conducive to that? And you'll find the answer by asking those questions. But now actually after you ask those questions, come now, what work are you willing to do or not do? Yeah, that's where the rubber meets the road in that space. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think also people are fearful sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, it's fear discomfort too, but it's also fear because it's like, oh, this is what's working for me. And if I try to strive for a better solution, I feel like I might lose what's the best thing working for me. You know what I'm saying? And I call it like kind of like FOMO, you know, like fear of missing out. Like, I fear if I take this route, I'm gonna miss out on something else. You know what I'm saying? Or if I snap this, I'm gonna miss out on this. You know, so
yeah, that even. Cause we was having a conversation earlier, you know, in a similar context where it's really not to say it's not what you're saying.
Yeah.
To add further to that, the fear of the unknown, because it's like when you set on a journey by yourself, so it's like the fear of the unknown, and then it's just like also being alone while you're navigating the unknown, like it's uncharted territory. Yeah. So it's like it's a little bit more comforting if you have someone with you, because it's like, all right, I know I'm navigating these unknown spaces, but at least I'm not by myself.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're navigating unknown territory and you're by yourself, and you know that these things are going to take place, people are more more apprehensive. They're not as inclined to trailblaze, to globetrot, you know, to do something different, because it's just like, it's gonna cost me this, and this, and I gotta do it by myself. I gotta put all this weight on my back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
At least if I got somebody with me, I can get my feet rubbed at the end of the day.
Right, no question. And to add on to that, you know, fear it's an emotion that is like all other emotions: happiness, sadness, joy. You know, we saw that when we was watching what's that movie? The Disney joint with the Riley.
Oh, Inside Out. Inside Out, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where Inside Out with Riley, where she was going through all of the different emotions within her, where fear is one of those things that's gonna be present anytime anything that you ain't never did is upon you.
Right.
Now, this is where people start using the word courage. The courage comes in after you've recognized that it's fear praise. So it's like fear is always going to be present. It's you know, you can't take it away, just like you can't take away happiness and joy. But it's, you know, everybody has a different response level to fear, again, based upon how much they know themselves, and then how much how willingly they're willing to get uncomfortable.
Right.
And you might be willing to get more uncomfortable in a certain place that I might not be willing to get more, you know what I'm saying, depending upon where I'm at.
Right.
So you know, it's just one of them things that you just constantly, like you say, knowledge yourself and engage in yourself.
Yeah, and it's like you said the word courage. It made me think about Courage the Cowardly Dog. Watching that cartoon back in the day, like every episode, Courage was scared of like whatever was going on. You know, but he had enough bravery when he seen Muriel and Eustace, you know, being captured or you know, turned into some other type of creature, the magic or whatever. He was just like, all right. These are my owners. I got love for them, even though Eustace is, you know, an asshole to me. But it's just like Muriel loves him. I love Muriel, so I'm gonna make sure he good. So Muriel is good, right? Because that's how much love I got for her. So that's what just, you know, that word courage just made me think about, you know, that show and how much it actually was showing us different traits of how to overcome fear.
Facts. It's like no matter how scared I am, I still have to save the day. Right. No matter how scared I am or fearful I am, it's still people that's dependent on me to do what I need to do to, you know, save them, you know. And it's like, if I don't do this, you know, I was being a little bitch essentially, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I ain't had the courage to do it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's like fear is just one of those things that keeps people down and that keeps people away. You know, like I said, you know, my favorite degree, the Wisdom God degree in the 1 through 40.
Mm-hmm.
Like when John was in that Isle of Patmos, like he was around all darkness. He was in the place where the devil was manufactured.
Right.
All darkness. That darkness is symbolic to the unknown. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you not knowing. And then while he was going through all that, you know, he had his brother and companion, you know, in the kingdom and paces of Jesus Christ. You feel me? And when he got there, when he got to the end, he seen that the 7 candlesticks. And then Jesus was in the middle with the 7 stars in his hand, you know. Mm-hmm. It's almost like when you are striving to bring about something new or striving to make something born that you haven't made born before, you got to go through that darkness, you know what I'm saying? You got to go through that unknown, you feel me? Yeah. You got to go through the wisdom to understand, to see for yourself, to see it in your mind. So it's like, and it's crazy too, because once you go through it, you realize it wasn't that scary at all. You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn, I was being all tensed up and shook up at this, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, shit was just too small, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. But is there anything that y'all have struggled to let go in y'all lives?
Struggled to let go.
Mm-hmm. Any, like, I mean, of course, habits, but like any addictions, any emotional attachments, anything of that nature?
Yeah, I don't want to fuck up the show right now, bro. I really don't want to fuck up the show. But I swear, my notes for that question is on my phone.
Oh, man.
And I can't jog it without being wordy. I mean, you can edit this out, you know what I'm saying? But I really wanted to say that. Huh? Can you pass me that phone right there?
But yeah, I mean, if you keep that joint going, yeah. You know what the fuck
I just ain't want to
live and direct.
I ain't want to be talking with no end goal, you know what I mean?
I feel you. Yeah. Yeah.
Sing us a song while you look.
The night away. It's the only part of that song I know.
I think one of the things that
I swear the dude think he David Ruffin.
Yeah, he still with the brown shirt on, you feel me?
With the brown shirt on.
Yeah, you feel me? He's ready to be a temptation,
He
man.
more attempt
I made your asses.
He more attempt tone than a temptation.
Nah, for real.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
No, one of the things I struggle to let go, or I'm working on letting go, is just like letting go of detaching from people. You know what I'm saying? And realizing my self-worth and respecting myself when certain things happen. Because, like, you know, as you know, I come off humble and I come in humility, you know what I'm saying, based off our culture, but sometimes you gotta make sure that people don't get it fucked up and you gotta leave them where they at, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that how people handle their misunderstandings with you, it shows you a lot about them and it shows you if you're gonna go further or not, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But just me letting go of people when I know, like, they're unhealed and they don't see how to build like a healthy relationship, or they're holding on to their past too. Yeah. So, and they're projecting their past on me, you know what I'm saying? Certain people like that, you got to just leave where they at, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm learning to do with no remorse, you know? You know, because I'm the type of person that's like, yeah, I don't fuck with you on that, but I'll still continue to rock with you. Knowing that, like, it's like, bro, you really don't really rock with this person, you know what I'm saying? Right. You just scared to let them go. It's because you're not used to detachment like that, you know?
I got you.
Yeah. And I think that's why I be so, I'm so, like, particular about who I choose to build a relationship with, you know what I'm saying? I choose to build a relationship with, because, like, once I'm in, I'm in, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like you got to be very discerning, very intentional with who you allow in your space. And it took me some years to come to that conclusion, to answer the question, because I had to really think. But while you was talking, it was sparking all these different thoughts for me. And one thing I really struggled with was holding grudges and taking things personal. You know, from like all the emotional neglect that, you know, that I endured in my childhood and, you know, navigating all the bullying in grade school. You know, I used to take things real personal and just like, and if you slighted me in any way, I held that grudge. And it was just like, it was a chip on my shoulder. And it was just on some level, I was going to get my get back. But it was just like doing all of that, it was actually building bitterness up within me. And I was just like, I don't, like only bitter taste I like in my mouth is herbs. And I don't even really like it that much either, but I know it's beneficial for me.
Yeah.
But having bitterness on your heart is not beneficial at all.
It's not healthy.
And it's not healthy. And I had to learn all that stuff the hard way because, you know, I damaged some good people, you know, from that didn't have anything to do with what I went through. But in some way, like they might have said something or did something that triggered me, and it made me go back in time because I was still stuck in there from whatever age I was in at the, you know, at my current age that I was at. And so, yeah, man, like it took me probably like until last year to like really navigate how to let go of grudges and taking things so personal. Not to say that I don't still.
Yeah.
I'm just more aware
Yeah.
in how to navigate that space.
You're more cognizant.
Right.
Yeah. So, you good over there, man?
Man, I'm hurting over
man.
here right now.
Oh,
He
man.
said, I can't find a note, man.
I can't
No, I see the
stand
note.
rain.
I got it. That is over there.
Next segment.
Yeah, man.
No, I'm coming, man.
So,
I'm coming, man. You gotta
it-
edit me up real quick. You got to go cut and go straight to Nah, so I would say let go, man. For me, it would be I feel like I had something I had something for this particular section here.
You hit him with a brain buster.
you know what you need to let go, man.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's necessarily letting go or just more so just changing a little bit. So you know what I mean? I'm like, when I'm thinking about letting something go, I mean, you just, you know what I'm saying?
Cold turkey.
Yeah, I'm dropping it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, letting go can be gradual too. It can be change, like, can be a gradual change or a gradual shift. If you change something gotta get let go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You change your diet, that means you removing some foods and you adding something else.
Right.
Or you changing it to a different form.
I mean, letting go is as simple as having a bowel movement.
Letting go. I'm trying to
Moving
think
shit
about
around.
it from an emotional sense. Like, what is it that I need to let go? I don't know. I gotta draw it up because you know me. I don't really get too, and I don't know. Maybe that's something I need to let go. I don't know. Well, I don't. You know what I mean? So like some of the stuff y'all was saying, it's like I'm kind of like the opposite on some of those things. Where it's like, you know me, I'm not gonna be around nobody I don't like to be around too much. It's gonna take me a whole. If I'm not feeling if we don't have an energy that we're connected on, to me it's not. It's just kind of like a waste of time for me to kind of spend a lot of time with you because time is constantly ticking. And I'd rather be building relationships with people that I'm building things with because it's productive. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't think could be a pro and con in that. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I'm really drawing that up. Let me ask y'all a question. This is a better question. What do you feel like I need to let go? And then there you go. There you go. What do you feel like I need to let go?
Look, if you would have kept going, I'd have been like, man, what a wrap it up button.
Wrap it up, B. Yep. That's why I had to flip it.
Yeah, nah, for real.
Yeah, what do you feel like and why?
What do you need to let go?
Victoria's about to cook you now.
I don't think you need to. I'm saying this because I'm saying this for myself too, more so. But I can see it in you. You know what I'm saying? And then it's not like full-fledged, because I understand, but it's like, how I say it, like, it's like the $1 billion CEO perspective. Like, you feel me? Like, cause we gonna get rich. Like that's just evident. Like the works that we do already. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that we don't have to be urgent in that, but like it's like how much do we need? You feel me? Like, cause I always had like in my mind, I was like, yeah, man, I definitely want to be $1 million, $1 billion CEO type shit, running my own business, all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it sound good, but it's just like, all right, that's only because I see other people that when they market themselves, that's how they market themselves. So that's my perception off their perspective. But also it's like, what does it look like for me? Do I need all that? You know what I'm saying? I don't really think I need all that. Like, so it's like, all right, now that I feel like I need all that, what's the real purpose here? Like for me, I mean, other than the $1 billion CEO type of perspective or type of ambition, but it's like, yo, I don't need $1 billion. I'm good with like $1 million. I'm good with $2 million. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it takes work to get there, but it's like, I don't need to be grandiose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just speaking for me too, but like I can see it in you a little bit, like traces of it in you. You feel what I'm saying? Like
traces of what now?
Like
specifically?
Having that like that $1 million, that $1 billion mindset. Like you feel me? Like I need to have an abundance of bread. Like you feel me? Just chasing that. I wouldn't say necessarily turn it down. I would just say like make it more you. That's what I would say. And kind of like let go of, don't let it make you not have experiences with the people that you need to have experiences with. That's what I say. And I would say that you don't do that, but yeah, that's what I say. Yeah.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Let go the need for control.
That's one.
I said you should have just went first, man, because I'm over here like I'm trying to find it.
I was about to like wrap it up, B. I was gonna do one of those.
Hey, that's what we should use this for too. Wrap it up.
Right.
Hey, tap this joint when we need to wrap it up, bro.
Now that you done jog my dome, that's it. The science of control. Me, I like control. And I don't necessarily like to control other people, so to speak. I actually really don't like to, because I don't like nobody telling me what to do or trying to control me. So I really don't necessarily like to control other people. But I do like to control my environment, yes. I like to control my emotions, yes. I like to control anything that I can control, I like to control. If it's something that's out of my wheelhouse to control, you notice I really don't concern myself with. Like, you know what I mean? But if it's something that I can control, that's not something that I leave for chance, so to speak. And I don't do that because I've seen people in situations where they did not necessarily take control of themselves, and that became the level of detriment. Now, again, I understand it's a science of balance, pro and con, everything, but yeah, control it can have its ranges where sometimes that particular ego needs to be checked. Like we was watching that movie last night, his ego needed to be checked. Yeah, American Psycho. He became a psycho. You know what I mean? So the ego of control at times does need to be checked, and it's a constant dance with that, because you say to yourself, well, how much is too little control? How much is too much control? So it's an interesting one, but yeah, that's the one. I'll just say loosen my grip up on control. I ain't want to say let it go.
You got the gorilla grip.
Yeah. Got to have the control of self. I mean, I feel like when we talk about our self, Lord and Master, control is a part of that space. Like you can't really be a master if you're not controlling the elements. But at the same time, even within control, there's a level of balance of no control, which still is control.
Yeah.
Right. Because, it just leads back into the art of war, which is forms and cause, being formless and having forms. That's also in martial arts as a whole, where you can use someone else's body weight against them. They hold their own motion and rotation, use it against them, and now they on the floor, and you ain't exert anything. You just use what they was putting out, and it's all, it's all law of motion, all science. And so, that's what we do as, warriors and scientists.
Yeah.
In Taoism, they have a particular term for that's similar to it's like Wu Wei Wu, where it's like the art of doing and not doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of made me think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's just it's so many nuances to letting go too. You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain things that it's like you might not have to let go of the whole thing, but you might have to let go of this piece,
Right.
or you might have to just let go of this piece just to make it better and make it more refined. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's part of being God too.
Yes.
You know, because we said let go and be God, so it's like, how do we be God in these situations?
Right. And in light of what you said earlier, you know, it's about like letting go of concepts as it pertains to like a grandiose mind of a concept. Yeah, you know, when I initially look at something, well, I'm looking at it from the top down. It's a slide that I'm taking in, you know, it's a bird's eye view. But within concepts, this is where, like we was talking the other day, we was talking about
Those concepts, the societal norms.
yeah, exactly, the societal norms. And you see me a lot of times I'm battling in that space. Like you see me like you can see it shooting through me because I'm like, I know that part of that's taking place. It's a concept that I've been given. That's why I'm always questioning somebody else. Like, yo, why you think like that? Because I know if it exists in me, where you got concepts that you ain't even aware that were implanted in your programming, in your subconscious mind, I know it exists in another person.
Oh, for sure.
So that's why I be asking these types of questions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know they can be annoying, but these are why I be asking these questions, because I'm aware that it's a subconscious programming that you don't even know, even as much as you study yourself.
The Matrix has you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what does that look like for you? Do you want to be rich, so to speak? I personally don't really want to be necessarily a billionaire. I just want to have enough resources where I can control my time and what I want to do with my time. See, that I want to have a lot of control over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Being able to be resourceful and useful
Yeah.
in any aspect of life. And so to answer your question about how do we let go and be God, it made me think about one of my OGs. He had taught me, he was just like, time is the greatest snitch. And this, he told me this when I was like 18, 19. And I was like, time is the greatest snitch? Like, what are you talking about? But then over time, I was like, I understand exactly what he's talking about. Like, time is always going to reveal who you are, what you are, how you operate, how you maneuver, who you hang around, all these different things. And time is always going to show that. And, you know, so if you're doing stuff, if you're doing unsavory things, if you try to conceal it long enough, time is going to reveal what you got going on in the dark, because it's going to bring it to light. You know, if you're doing a bunch of savory or godly things, if you don't get the recognition as you're doing them, don't worry about it. You know, people are going to speak for you. You know, and it's always interesting to me, because like I have conversations with people that I ain't seen in like 5 years, 10 years, and they be like, "Oh man, you remember when you told me this or you did this for me?" I was like, "Nah, that was your blessing. Like I didn't do it for me. I did it for you. That's why I don't remember." So, you know, that's just always something that, you know, stuck with me, to just let go of the concept of time. Because I used to have, that was a real thing for me. Like just being young with knowledge of self, and you're having to learn all these different things that you didn't learn in your adolescence. And you're like, man, I got to play catch up. I got to learn this. I got to learn this. I got to, you know, get my hands into that, you know, practice these things. It becomes overwhelming.
It definitely does. Yeah.
You know, and then I experienced burnout, and I'm just like, I don't got the energy to do anything no more. I done exerted everything. It's like you running a full sprint when you need to be pacing yourself for a marathon. And so I didn't understand that in my 20s, because I was like, you know, I was frantic and scrambling. But now it's just like, just pace myself, light jog, you know, figure out what's comfortable and suitable for me. If I need to exert like a fast burst, you know, I'll do that. If I need to light jog, I can do that. If I just want to walk, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, you just said something that was, you know, going back to, me constantly letting go concepts of time. I think I've been very intentional with that here lately, where I don't You know, like even my passion planner, like sometimes I'm not even really writing in the joint.
Yeah, you know I don't.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just one of those things where time, 24 hours in a day, I recognize there's only so much that I can do. I recognize there's only so much energy I want to exert within that time frame,
Right.
where I'm not depleted. And so, yeah, letting go of the concept of linear time. Time in the third dimensional is more cyclical based. It's more circular, so to speak.
Right.
This is the zodiac shows us this. And so letting go of linear time, I think that definitely can be an uphill battle. That could be a psychic attack. You know,
Definitely.
feeling like you never have enough time, or feeling like I can't do this or can't do that. And yeah, that definitely can rob you of a lot of experiences with those who may be here that you do value and cherish. And that one is definitely a difficult one at times in capitalistic system.
Right, especially like if you have that concept of linear time and the lack of resources. Whoo,
That joint right there.
you're doing yourself a great disservice and not living in the moment to cherish and be grateful for the time you do have in a day, the time you have in a week, in a month, in a year, because you know it's meaningful.
Right.
You know, especially, you know, if you're a parent, you have children, like if you're just constantly on the move, like, oh man, I got to get these resources for my son, for my daughter, you know, I got to do this for my spouse. But it's like they just want to play Mario Party with you. They just want you to show them how to make some mashed potatoes. You know, they just want you to go outside and, you know, kick the soccer ball around with them. But you like, I gotta study this, I gotta read this. I'm just like, you missing your blessings right in front of you.
Yeah, that joint is a wicked joint. I definitely would struggle with that one because even as you talking, I'm like, you know, because it's one of them things. It's like, all right, if I have somebody that I got to teach how to make mashed potatoes, again, I have to have the time affordability to even be there to teach them how to make that joint.
do that, yeah.
So it's like it's a space in that joint that's a real intricate dance, and that joint is difficult. Boy.
Man, you can't mess them steps up.
Can't mess them steps up.
You know it's difficult for you.
Dancing with life and with two left feet.
I thought about that too. I was like, man, what if we didn't have a Gregorian calendar system? What if it was just no time at all? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like the devil puts this time system in place to record things. Like on this day, this happened. On this day, this happened. So we could always go back in history and shapeshift. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like certain things in history that happen, they want to take out of books and not educate people with. You know what I'm saying? It's just a way to record time. But if there was no system like that, it would just be another experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
People would live in the moment. You know, when people get hungry, they would forage or they would hunt. When they get thirsty, they'd go find a watering hole to get something to drink. You know, if, you know, it was that time of the month where it's just like, oh, I'm feeling stuff in my reproductive area. It's just like, all right, it's time to reproduce. Like, and that's when you look at, and it's all seasons. Like when you look at the animals, when you look at the plants and the fungi and the bacteria, like they all operate off that internal clock. You know, we have it too. It's just we've found different ways to like cut it off and to like believe it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
You know, that's why like certain conversations become taboo. You know, so it's like once we can get back to like, oh, let me just operate off like, all right, I'm tired, I'm gonna take a nap rather than being guilty about it. Or I'm hungry,
facts.
I'm going to, you know, make myself something to eat, or, you know, go get something to eat versus like, nah, I don't got it, I gotta save this, I got a penny pinch here and all these different things. It's just different layers of stress.
Yeah, I had to battle with that too. Well, one of the things that I did let go, and I can say like I successfully let go, is like being out, being on the scene. You know what I'm saying? You know, them Friday nights, them Saturday nights, everybody be out at the spot, whatever spot it may be. You know what I'm saying? That's where they going. That's where they going. You know, I had to let that go because I'm just like, man, I value my rest more now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sometimes I plan to pop out and go somewhere, and I'll just go right to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And I'll wake up, I'll be like, oh, damn, I guess I missed the shit. You know what I'm saying? Old me would be like, damn, man, I missed the joint. You know what I'm saying? Fell asleep with my clothes and shit. But now it's just like, it's whatever, man. Because I value my rest more.
Yeah.
I value me more. I value my home time more. I'd rather be in the crib, you know what I'm saying? Definitely in the crib with a joint, either watching a movie or something, you feel me? Relax, this leisure time, enjoying your space, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's another thing that time takes away from people, enjoying your space and creating a space for you to enjoy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like we got plants in here, you feel me? We got our different books. Like, people don't take time out to do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Some people's houses is just a bed, a couple couches. You know what I'm saying? It's no real personality. You feel me? Because the hustle and bustle got them out and gone outside the house. You know what I'm saying? To where they don't even enjoy their space. And then when they do get that time, instead of putting themselves first and trying to, they rather just pop out. You feel what I'm saying? And go amongst the people and be amongst the people. You feel me? So
Yeah, because it's 7 p.m. Friday, 95 degrees.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah, I think time, the concept of time is necessary because it's a deadline. So it does give you the idea of the sense of urgency, which is a balance that you have to work within. But then you also have to have it where, the concept of time not existing, time exists in the third dimension. It does. In the third dimension, it exists. Going into other dimensional arenas, time is not as much of a factor because the laws change of operation, but it exists here, which is why you don't look like you look when you was first born. You got a beard now, you got, you know what I mean?
I just
You know what I'm saying?
I just got a little chin piece. That's all I'm working with.
No, I see you coming in, though. That shape up got you looking like you got one right now.
Shout out to my barber Amir.
Right. Amir Gatus, man, a beard, man. Appreciate you, man. But time definitely does exist. And so it is when you deal with recording time, it's necessary because in order for one in 2024 to not necessarily have to repeat a redundant lesson that somebody learned in 1874, that shit had to have been recorded.
That's what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? No need for me to go through that. My great uncle, George Tompkins in 1874 went through that. But if nobody would have recorded it, I would have repeated. I would have been living in the moment, like the God said.
Yeah.
Wasting time because I got to repeat that. So it has its place of a recording time. It's just, I think that the way time has been introduced to us in linear time, that is the misconception that we have to let go. Time is cyclical. We see that with the astrological nature. The sun is going through all of the 12 constellations. It's traveling in a cyclical motion. We in Scorpio season, going into Sag. You know what I'm saying? It's doing this thing, showing you how time operates.
Yeah. Definitely, man. It's an interesting concept. And it's like, it's also interesting going into time when we're talking about letting go, when it's like, when you look at calendars outside of the Gregorian calendar, you know what I'm saying? And how other people trace time on, like the Asiatic calendar, other calendar systems, and it's just like, damn, I wonder where their mind was and how they recorded things or how they looked at certain events, what was history to them? Because it's like, it's certain, like, how do you know what to record at that point? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what's a significant event to record if we want to record it and if we're on this system, you feel me? Like, it's just interesting,
Yep.
And I think that's what the importance of holidays is like, is a marker.
Right.
So it's just like, all right, on this day, we celebrate this. On this day, we have a festival for this, and this is why. And so, and again, that's why, like, you go to any society around the world, they have different events, different festivals to mark their history.
Yeah.
What's significant to them, for their people, tribe, culture, things like that. Here in America, we have a conglomerate of things, but because we're all here, it's a melting pot. So it's like everyone celebrates everything.
Right.
Like I remember, being in high school in Norfolk, like they would have Greek Fest, right across the street from the high school. So it's just like, man, I'm about to skip class. I'm about to go to Greek Fest. I'm about to get me a gyro, all types of stuff. Listen to the music. St. Patrick's Day come around. It's just like, again, I'm not Irish. No one that I really know is Irish. So it's just like, oh, Everybody wearing green. All right, bet. Go ahead, put on my best green. And then it becomes like a fashion event. It becomes a culture. It becomes so many different things based upon different people because it's a marker. You know, to celebrate. You know, and we like to celebrate. We like to party.
Yeah, and that's what holidays are. They really are astrological, cosmological events that the ancients were studying, and they made that holiday to stamp with what they saw repetitively taking place every year. Oh, this time of year, this shit start getting cold out here. Start getting half the day is light, half the day is dark. Now we got the equinox, the equal, the equinox. You know what I'm saying? So now they're like, okay, well, during this time we're going to celebrate harvest time. Right. So they created time based off of studying the moon and the sun, moon, and stars. These are all cosmological and astrological situations. But it's like, well, not knowing the history of that, right? We don't know how to kind of put that in proper perspective. Yeah. And then we'll get caught up in all of these different holidays. You might be wearing green, but you don't know why you're wearing green. Right. Might be April Fools. You don't know why it's April Fools. Right. You're just going along. Then you get sucked into doing things because everyone is doing things, not really understanding the origin.
Yeah, it becomes dogmatic.
It becomes dogmatic.
You know, and then you step outside of that dogma, and it's just like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, why are you going against the grain? It's just like, I'm trying to ask why.
Right.
You know, how did we get here? Right. Why are we here? What's the significance of these things?
Right.
If it doesn't resonate with me, I'm out.
Right.
I gotta let it go.
Right. Yeah, on the Christmas sweater, like, you know, what is Christmas about? You know,
I'm just rocking this goofy joint.
Yeah.
You know, Rick and Morty. It's
right.
It's Rickmas.
Right. Rickmas. You know what I'm saying?
Says Rickmas.
Time is important.
Yeah. In regards to letting go. What are some things that you think we as a collective, we as a society, we as black people, what do we have to let go?
Ooh, a lot of things.
In order to progress forward as a people, as a collective, you know?
Yeah, so many things. We gotta keep it.
I would say the attachment to celebrities. A lot of our people, it's like, I call it the God complex, the mystery God complex. Because it's like just the same way as they praise a mystery God outside themselves, they look at that celebrity figure the same way. You feel what I'm saying? It's a celebrity figure that's doing wickedry and doing wrong, but they bypass that because, their music is good. Because they you know what I'm saying? Like, just because they bought into the image and they don't even know the person. You know what I'm saying? It's like R. Kelly. Like, R. Kelly did that wicked shit, whatever, but people would still be like, I'm still listening to R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, bro, like, yo, he did some wrong shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I can't listen to nobody. I can't be attached to somebody that I haven't even met before like that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, in order for me, like, there's people who, they've had great music and their music has had an impact on my life, but I've never met them personally. So it's like, I can't, and I'm not gonna worship them like that. Why would I do that? I mean, of course we God, so we got knowledge of self. So it's like, of course, it's all about self first anyway. But it's like, even when I didn't have knowledge of self, I was like, man, I'm not looking up to this person. I like their skill. I admire their skill set, but outside the skill set, like, if them as a person was fucked up, I couldn't really fuck with it like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think once our people get past that too, it's like they'll start thinking for themselves and not thinking outside of themselves. You feel me?
Yeah, and I think that really comes into play because it's like whatever religious perspective a person has, like just Christianity and Islam, for example, like they'll put more emphasis in idolatry, which is goes to what you're saying is worshiping people, versus giving praise and worship to the God they claim they serve. And so, that's just idol worship. But once they can, once people get out of idolatry, then it's like, all right, who do you serve really? Yeah. Because if they don't have that connection with the God that they claim that they serve, and praise and worship and admire and all these things, but yet when it comes time to actually do the work for that, they don't show up. So, letting go of idol worship is definitely a thing. I would say there's so many things. Come back to me. You take it away.
I would say, man, it is a lot of different things, but letting go, one of the things that comes to my mind is sports and entertainment to add on what you're saying. You spoke on the idolatry aspect of it. I think sports and entertainment I think they have their place. However, I think that they are put in play as a distracting agent. And I think that with them being in play as a distracting agent, it takes the place of us investing in our own minds and abilities. I think that's what it was put there for. Outside of competing and, getting that energy out to compete, to make yourself better with another individual, that has its place. That's useful. We need competition.
Right.
But I think sports and entertainment are distractions which we give a lot of energy to, and I think what it does is it dumbs us down as a people. Like, I don't think that we as a people really know the things that we should know, because we use our time and energy for other distracting agents, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we could stand to, not necessarily let go, but to dial back on a little bit.
Yeah, not make it the primary thing. Like, it's almost like we gather around those things more than we gather around the things that are constructive,
Right. And in turn, we're not as smart as we should be as people.
Yeah.
I feel like, for an example, just use an example. I would say, like, let's just use the Asian community for an example, right? They may be exercising their body in a certain way. They may be exercising their minds in a certain way, going to high degrees of tech or mathematics or, different things. Now, I understand they have different politics that make that the case. Don't get me wrong. I get that, right? But the way that they're operating, so to speak, as it pertains to developing themselves and their abilities, so to speak, that is something that I don't really see a lot of black people obsessed with doing, so to speak.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
We get burnt out on the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's boring to us.
Yeah.
I noticed that. Like, I noticed that, God.
Facts.
We do that shit is boring to us. Learning is boring to black people. Now, I understand different black people learn different ways that they prefer. I get that. But learning in and of itself, God, to just be the best you can be as a people, black people don't like that, God. That's a conditioning.
It is, and there's definitely contributions to that condition, because we look at the time like Benjamin Banneker and George Washington Carver, like learning was the most important thing you could do. That was the most revolutionary act that you could do, was learn. But then you take that out and just like, we're going to give you basketball, we're going to give you football, we're going to give you rap and singing and all these different things, just like that that's your lane. And that's something, I notice a lot. Or even when we was looking at the Olympics this past summer, like the majority of our areas was in, basketball, football, and
Track.
Yeah, track. We good to run fast. We good to dribble the ball and all these things. But when it comes down to the spaces of, like you said, engineering, science, technology, mathematics, just like we don't have much representation. And we good with acting too. We good with playing the role of someone else, but we rarely show up authentically as ourselves. And it's just like, but when you look at like the structure of Washington, D.C., like a black man did that, Benjamin Banneker. When we look at like all these different things, like we are the fathers and mothers of civilization, yet we've been convinced that that's not our place, when it really is.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
No, it really is.
And so, yeah, you know, letting those things go, and then of course, I think as a people we suffer from like a victim mentality of just like, oh, slavery did this to us.
Yeah.
Like we lack agency.
Yeah.
And urgency to and I'm not gonna say, you know, oh, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, because again, I understand that there are conditions and systems set in place to keep us in a certain
Cycle.
yeah. And so like I get that, you know, it's not to say like I don't understand, I do. You know, like education, knowledge itself is the greatest education that you can have for yourself.
Facts.
But again, like when there's that's what it is. Let go the cognitive dissonance, like the not wanting to be discomforted because you have to change something about yourself. Like you inform a person like, oh man, like eating this is bad for you, or drinking this or smoking this is bad for you, and just like, well, you know, my grandma did this since she was 80 some years old. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna do it too. It's just like, no, like you're not tapping into the greatest source of yourself, all because you don't want to change. And but again, this conversation could be an episode by itself.
Yeah, but if that brings another question to my mind, like, what is it about that makes it? What is it about? Why do black people, or let's I'm gonna say why, I'm gonna say, do black people have a difficulty with learning?
Yeah, I would say yeah, because like, think about it. When I was in school, I can probably count on maybe 1.5 hands of how many black teachers I had. On one hand, black male teachers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're getting education from people that don't look like you, you're just like, you don't really feel enthused to learn, because it's just like they're not speaking in a way that you, as a child, you feel that they understand what you're going through. Especially like when you got to go home and your home life is crazy.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you go to school and then they're just like trying to drill all this stuff into your head. But it's just like, this don't resonate with how I'm trying to get my mom and my dad back together, because I want to see some happiness around me when I'm home.
Facts.
This ain't telling me how to navigate my emotions when my mom is yelling at me because she's too tired to actually correct me with love.
Yeah.
And so yeah, being education is a difficult space, and it's conditioned since childhood. But then of course, you know, people don't want to become educators because there's not enough finance and resource.
Yeah, not enough support at all.
Yeah, support to be an educator, because you know, like people like, you know, I mean, you see, and we've all seen it, like people like to be around children and, you know, create these happy moments and laughter and all these things. But it's just like being around kids is taxing. And they are draining. And then they can be manipulative too, because it's just like, oh, you sleepy. All right, let me go ahead and say this or do that to give you a sense of comfort. But the whole time I have a hidden agenda.
I'm going to sneak in that refrigerator and get the cookies you told me I couldn't get.
Yeah, you said I couldn't get no ice cream. I'm going to wait till you go upstairs, take a nap.
Right.
And I'm going to go ahead, go in that freezer, be real quiet, you know, and go ahead, get me a couple spoonfuls. Because I remember doing it when I was a kid. It was just like, all right, don't get no more chips. You over here trying to be real quiet with a chip bag, open it up real quiet. Shit. Right. Then you got a sibling, they making noise. Like, man, be quiet. About to get us fucked up. About to get us in trouble, man.
That's
So
funny.
it's like children learn real early, like how to manipulate. But out of circumstance, because there's not enough resources to where they can be fulfilled.
Right.
And so and that goes in, into the educational space, because like when you're getting that as a child, and then it just continually happens year after year into adulthood, you're just like, I don't want to learn nothing. Like I just want to do just enough to get by, to get to the next day.
Yeah.
And that brings, the letting go of. This is why. Now, this is one thing that I think about when I think about people. This is why I don't really have a lot of expectations, so to speak, of people, because of what you're saying. It's like in order you as a black person, you already know the condition. So how can I expect such grandiose things out of somebody that coming out of this?
Yeah.
So for me, I learned kind of early on, like I'll be setting myself up for total failure to be goddamn expecting this out of somebody that came out of this. Now, if they do happen to go from here all the way to the ceiling, I'm amazed.
Yeah.
I'm amazed.
Yeah.
But to have emotional expectation, no. I learned that a long time ago, and it's just like, to me, that I let that go. That may sound kind of crazy, but it's like, how can you have you can have an expectation, but you can have an expectation of a person, but you can't make that person do what you expect them to do.
Right.
In your mind, that's where it stops at, in your mind.
Yeah.
That's it. Just because you be like, man, I expect you to go to the NFL. That's what's up in your mind.
Yeah.
But in reality, that could happen. And you have no control over that after that leaves your mind.
Right, and then that's all. But within that, I see the cycle of idolatry, because it's just like when you take a person that started from the bottom and they make it to the top, they take it to the mountaintop, just like, and especially if you actually know that person,
You in awe.
you was like, oh man, like yo, I remember we was goddamn playing throwback and run on 36th Street, doing all these things, and now you done made it to the top of the top. Then it's just set up a cycle of idol worshiping, because it's like, oh man, like I didn't expect them to get there, but now they are. It's just like, yo, but it's like we all have that potential. Just got to put in the work. You got to study these books and all these things. Like, interestingly enough, my oldest daughter plays soccer. They just released the list today.
Shout out to Patience and Amila.
They just released the list today of all the middle school girls that made all city team. They made the all city team. 3 of her teammates made the all city team.
Okay.
One of her teammates that made the team was actually at the house with her when they got the announcement.
Okay.
So naturally she was upset about it because she didn't make the team.
Right.
But it's like, I haven't spoken to her yet about it because she's with her mom right now.
Right.
But I'm having like this back and forth dialogue with her mom in text. And I'm just like I'm not surprised. As much as I would like for her to have made all city team, but just like, you don't practice.
Right.
You don't put in that work to excel to the next level.
Yeah.
She had it on her goals for the month of September to do that, but she didn't do no work. And I just a little lightly mentioned, I'm just like, you said, this is on your goals, said this is what you want to do. Just, some light accountability.
Yeah.
But she didn't do it.
That light mayo whip.
Yeah, it's like, nothing too crazy. Not no, your name is Toby, but it's like a,
Little
like a
spread.
little butter knife, something like that. It's just like, so when I do have a conversation with her, I'm just going to listen to her first.
Definitely.
But it's just like, you ain't put in the work. Like, I would have liked for you to be there, and I'm pretty sure you would have liked for yourself to have been there.
Yeah.
But it's just like, this is what separates the
wheat from the chaff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The strong from the weak, the healthy and the wise, all these things. So it's just like, and it's like, I don't want to hit her with the I told you so. But it's just like, I gotta find a way to tell her I told you so without making her feel bad about herself, because she already feels bad.
Right.
So it's just like everything is real. Like, you gotta put in that work. If you wanna get to the mountaintop, there's gonna be some things that you gotta sacrifice, some things that you gotta do that may be of discomfort, may, and may be unknown territory for you, but it's just like, this is what you say you want. So to get there, this is what you have to do.
Yes.
If you don't want to do it, you may want something else. If you're not going to do the work to get what you want. And that just goes back to what I said earlier, like the life that you want is going to cost you the life that you have.
Facts. I would say to conclude, what's some advice that you would like to give our viewers and anybody that comes across this about letting go?
Letting go, we're no experts in letting go. We're just students and just learning, just experiencing life like anybody else. But I think letting go requires a degree of self-knowledge, a degree of self-inventory. What do you do to study yourself? What do you do to take inventory of how you're moving and operating, how you're existing throughout life? Whatever you do in that space for you, continue doing that and keep expounding on that, because the greatest education, like the God said earlier, the greatest education that anybody can have foundatively is the knowledge of themselves. All other degrees of knowledge are just compounded on top of that as extra ways to express that self-knowledge. And so I would say you base your whatever you're looking to let go off of, you base that off what you know about yourself, your self-knowledge. And then from there, that'll tell you what you need to let go at different times in your life.
I agree. I 100% agree. Like I've been saying, like the life that you want will cost you the life that you have right now. So, there's going to be days where you have to sacrifice. There's going to be days where you have to make a compromise. Don't be too rigid on what you have, who you are, where you are, because it could disappear. It could be gone from you that quickly if you have too much of a grip of control. So, loosen up your grip on life. Don't take yourself too seriously, and just flow.
I would say, look at your regrets as lessons. Don't have any regrets, because regrets are just lessons. It's just something for you to learn from. I know it's painful, you know what I'm saying? That's why you regret it, but when you change it to a lesson, you ultimately can turn it into a blessing. So, yeah, man.
Gotta learn to live with regrets.
Indeed.
All right.
That Jay-Z song.
Go hit that Reasonable Doubt and check that song out, man. Jay was dropping science on the science of regrets. So you said that made me think about that. That was a really powerful song on regretting.
Yeah. So, man, to wrap this thing up, I'm Alive Victorious.
I'm True Universal.
I'm Sincere.
And this is When
When
the Gods Build.
Peace.